This is the After Party, live with Kim McAllister. Pick a couch, grab a drink, and settle into the conversation.
Hey everybody, welcome to the After Party live on this Travel Tuesday. Thank you for your patience. Man, tech issues have been bogging me down today, so happy to have you along. Thank you for waiting, going to the chat to check out what you guys have been talking about. And really, it's a lot about walls. Trevor says Harris Walls 2024. And Pete Buttigieg, he says, for Secretary of State. Yeah, or maybe in that transportation role in which he's really excelled, that maybe he just doesn't leave that spot. I don't know. Hey, Be Aware, thank you. Greetings to you, Sandy. Nice to see Heather in the chat as well. And I'm glad that it all worked out for you. So that's excellent. Thank you for being here. I'm excited to take you today to French Polynesia. Really excited about it because I've been watching surfing, as Julie had mentioned earlier on the Mark Thompson show, and it's so incredibly beautiful. This is just one picture. Wait till you see the others. We're going to take a look at the top 10 beaches in French Polynesia today, and it's going to be relaxing, and it's going to be so nice. So nice. So I'm really excited about that. Have you been watching the Olympics, and have you been enjoying it? I have to tell you, I've gone down a couple Snoop Doggy Dog rabbit holes. He's just so funny and so kind of cool. And so I've really been enjoying watching him participate in the Olympics, carrying the torch and the experiencing all the different sports has been really funny. Let's talk about this little one. Look at him or her. This is an albino alligator. They didn't expect this thing to hatch, but hatch it did in Florida. Beautiful. This albino alligator hatched at a Florida safari park. This little baby albino alligator is the third such successful hatching in the history of the breeding program there. Wild Florida in Kenansville, announcing this little baby gator was hatched under the supervision of their croc squad. They have a croc squad. After 60 days of incubation, out it pops this little baby albino gator. The hard work, they say, and dedication of the Croc Squad worked together to produce one perfect, healthy albino alligator hatchling this season. They are most proud of the parents, Snowflake and Blizzard, who they say continued to beat the odds and be a one-of-a-kind experience for guests at that safari park. It'll be about a month until that baby gator goes on display, but so interesting and so cute. I mean, cute until it grows up and munches somebody's face off. Hopefully they don't do that at the safari park. But yeah, it's a pretty cute little baby gator, I have to say. Let's go backwards in time for just a moment and thank some folks that have come forward right out of the gate to help support this show, and that is Donald the Maine Coon with a $25 super sticker, a donation in Sophie's name, one of my Maine Coon cats who passed away this last weekend at 9 years old. Way too soon, Donald. And thank you for the contribution, and I'm so sorry about your kitty cat, and I love the pictures there. Yeah, I'm so sorry about that. But I know that she had a good life with you, and that she was loved, and that's really all you really could have done for her. Pamela Kirby with a $20 super sticker needs some after party vibes. Pamela, we're going to French Polynesia today, so you're getting some big vibes coming your way. The ignorant trolls were annoying on the Mark Thompson show today. That they were. I was talking to Mark after the show, which is also why it took a little bit, and tell him that I did delete somebody today or kick them out because they offered really nothing. It was a dark Brandon kind of situation. Other people offer their opinions, and however uninformed or and it's not just that I disagree with them, it's that they don't have command of the facts. But because they didn't state it in a way that was a name-calling, cruel way, I don't really have standing to kick them out. But when they start getting nasty, that's when I take the scissors and snip, snip. So it'll be okay. We'll make our way through, but I did feel your pain there. It really did feel, and Pamela, to put your message back on the screen, it really did feel like because Kamala Harris chose walls, they're running scared and feeling like they have to do something and come out swinging. And that's why we see these stories about DUI from 1995. He hasn't, according to him, touched a drop of alcohol since, right? From everything I can see, he's just the most decent person. But now we have to call him, the trans safety state governor or whatever it is they're saying. So I don't know. They're calling him, Pamela, Tampon Tim, because they say he put tampons in boys' bathrooms. Like, if that's the worst thing that you can come up with, if that's you bringing your worst, then I think she made a pretty wise choice, I have to say. Thank you for the contribution. This show is crowdfunded, and we couldn't do it without you. Doug, throwing in $5 today. Thank you so much for the contribution. Really needed. And thanks to Spencer as well for the $5 contribution that came in right at the end yesterday, and I didn't get a chance to thank you for that. So Doug, Pamela, Spencer, and Donald again, I'm sorry about your cat. Thank you so much for helping fund the show. Find the PayPal link if you're interested in contributing that way in the show description here on today's show, or on the About tab on the After Party Live on YouTube. So different ways to contribute, and you are very appreciated. I think they just had one baby, not two babies, as far as the albino gator. Sandy says he's a cute little guy. Too bad he'll grow up to be a mean gator. Yeah, that's kind of what I was thinking as well. Teachers said they knew before it hatched it would be albino. That's bad. Albino animals have multiple health issues. This is for tourists only. You're probably right about that. Breeding compromised animals intentionally is cruelty. It's possible they have health issues. I know probably issues with eyesight, but in a safari park like this, they're not as much at risk for if alligators are at risk for predators. So maybe in this environment, it's a little better. I don't know. But I tend to agree with you. And I know that you were right yesterday when I pronounced chitin, and Lori corrected me. And then I told my husband what I did, and he shook his head. He's like, I can't believe you got that wrong. Oh my God. So thank you for that, Lori. And thank you for the correction yesterday and teaching me as you teach us all. I appreciate it. All right, back to the stories. I have another one for you. And this one is about a bear and two coyotes caught on a Ring camera. And I don't know if the coyotes were maybe after the bear or if they were all checking out the neighborhood together, but I thought this was a pretty interesting story. So let's take a look at it. This is a bear and two coyotes that managed to get caught right on the camera there at this house.
Well, we see bears and coyotes in our foothill communities all the time, but a bear with a coyote, that might be a first for us. A video sent us this video from the Ring camera at his home in Tahunga. The bear just kind of saunters up to the house with one coyote right behind it. There's a second coyote kind of hanging back a bit. Then at one point, the first coyote gets right up behind the bear, but then he seems to think better of it and scampers away. You can't blame him.
Hello, I'm Mark Brown. Get more great ABC7 content by clicking the subscribe button for our YouTube channel. And
or not. But I thought that was kind of interesting. You wonder what's going on with those guys. What are they actually doing there? I don't know. If you're feeling like maybe your dog is a little stinky these days, boy, do we have the thing for you. How about some doggy perfume? Why not? It's going to cost you, though. It's not cheap. No, this is a Dolce and Gabbana perfume named after the founder of the company's pet. This, they think, is the first time that a big luxury brand has branched out into pet perfume, the company offering to make every walk a fragrant, fashionable affair. Oh my. It's called Fifi, F-E-F-E, Fifi. It's alcohol-free, safety tested, approved by the vets. It's €99. It's described as an olfactory masterpiece featuring ylang ylang, musk, and creamy undertones of sandalwood. Just in case you're curious about the bottle you see here, that's a 24 karat gold plated paw print. 24 karat gold plated paw print for a bottle that you're going to throw away when the perfume is gone. It's said to be inspired by the unwavering love for Domenico Dolce's loyal companion Fifi. Their marketing officer says it's a touch of opulence, making every walk a fragrant, fashionable affair. Okay, so we know Dolce & Gabbana is one of the world's most famous luxury brands. There are other companies getting in on this too, though, selling pet grooming dog perfume a lot cheaper than this one. But this is the first time that a big fashion house has released such a thing. So the Dolce & Gabbana Fifi dog perfume with a 24 karat gold plated paw print on the bottle will be available for sale. Wow. I mean, what a way to love your pet, right? What a way to say, I want to do this big thing for you, as if the dog knows any differently. Weird. Is it weird or is it just me? I don't know. You guys remember the artist Banksy? Banksy's back. Yeah, back with a new piece of art that magically appeared. It's so creative, too. Look at this billy goat right on top of this post. This Banksy art has been revealed in West London. The latest piece of art comes under fire from apparently then Home Security Secretary James Cleverly, who had an imitation migrant boat crowd surf at Glastonbury, I guess. This is a goat perched on top of a wall. It's done in Banksy's signature stencil style. There's a camera nearby, which at times is pointed at the animal. You can see the rocks that are kind of falling down below, like he's kicked the rocks off the post. It's based near Kew Bridge in Richmond. And Banksy posted the art on his Instagram, which how he has previously claimed his work, so we know this is a Banksy. It's about a month after his last piece of art led to the Home Secretary calling it trivializing. Okay, maybe it's just a really cool piece of art. I don't know. Yeah. The artist said the politician's reaction was a bit over the top, the Home Secretary, but Banksy said that the real boat that was funded and detained by Italian authorities after rescuing unaccompanied children at sea was vile and unacceptable. So there was a conflict over the boat art and the boat incident in this case. Before that, and I think we had this on the show, Banksy created a tree mural in North London, which saw the wall behind a recently cut tree sprayed green to give the impression of foliage. So this is cool how these things kind of show up. Some would call it graffiti, but I don't know, when you look at that, it seems cool. I don't know, I like it. I think it's interesting looking. What do you think? I don't know. I kind of like it. I saw this story about streetlights, and leaving streetlights on can apparently do some harm. And it makes sense if you think about it. I hadn't thought about it before. But there are nocturnal animals that are affected by leaving street lights on all night long. It's a problem. And the new study shows that is indeed true. That leaving street lights on all night seems to make plant leaves tougher and harder for insects to eat as well. Scientists at Beijing's University of Chinese Academy of Sciences noticed that the tree leaves right next to streetlights seem to show less damage from insects than trees in rural areas. So they went on to study them. And they looked at 180 trees around roads in Beijing that are illuminated by streetlights. And they measured how much light each tree was getting, and they studied more than 5,500 leaves for their different properties. The leaves' toughness, nitrogen levels, tannins, and water content were all measured, and that gave these scientists the idea of how these trees were using their resources. Because plants under stress often put their energy into defending themselves by becoming tougher and adding chemical defenses like tannins. And they say that is what seems to be happening to trees constantly lit by natural light and then street lights at night as well. The more artificial light there was at night, the tougher the leaves became. The toughest leaves were found in the areas lit most brightly and showed no signs of insects eating them. And because of their tougher structures, the leaves were also likely to decompose more slowly, and that, they say, could change the composition of the soil underneath and around the trees. So the streetlights aren't just changing the structure of plants, they're impacting the environment around them in a number of ways. Birds like robins and crows have been found to sing and forage for food at night when they live near artificial light. That according to the British Trust for Ornithology. The blue tits were even found to lay eggs days earlier if they live near streetlights. A lot of streetlights in the UK have been switched to eco-friendly LED bulbs instead of the traditional lights, which are still used in Beijing. The new LED bulbs, though, apparently are even worse for insects. The new bulbs reduced moth caterpillars in hedgerows by 52% compared to nearby unlit areas. So we have these streetlights for our safety, but look at what we're doing to the environment. The researchers think streetlights may deter nocturnal moths from laying their eggs or put the insects at risk of being spotted and consumed by predators like bats. So, I mean, I don't know. On one hand, we need the streetlights. On the other hand, yeah, I don't know. I mean, I don't see us getting rid of streetlights anytime soon, but I thought that was an interesting study. So yesterday, we talked about getting an AI massage, and we thought, as John Watson said, what could go wrong? And it looked a little sketchy to me, I'll be honest. And then last night I see this story, and I'm telling you this, if I'm concerned about an AI massage, then I'm for sure concerned about an AI dentist. But apparently there's this robot dentist that's performed the world's first fully automated procedure. They're hoping this technology could be faster and maybe more accurate than other procedures. And I know that robot arms have been used for other types of surgeries as well. This, though, is a technology featuring a robotic arm along with artificial intelligence and 3D imaging, and it's all to perform dental work. It's done by a U.S. company named Perceptive. They say the technology aims to be more accurate and faster in completing procedures like fillings and crowns. They're calling it a medical breakthrough that enhances precision and efficiency in dental procedures. Do you want the robot dentist in your mouth? I'm serious here, because this looks like it's the wave of the future. Is this what would you rather have a person? You know, someone you've chosen that you feel has been trained and is good at these things? And if we use robot dentists, then do the human dentists lose this skill because they don't do it all the time? I don't know. The company has received $30 million in funding. It's backed by dentist Edward Zuckerberg. He's Meta's boss's Mark Zuckerberg's dad. I guess Mark Zuckerberg's dad is a dentist. The firm says in the future, crown placements could be completed in just 15 minutes. That compares to the current method needing 2-hour-long visits to the dentist. Okay, riddle me this. What if I say, ow, it's hurting. Ow, please stop. You know, the minute you make a shape with your mouth or express pain, the dentist usually backs right off. Why isn't the pain medicine working? Or what's happening? Or are you okay? Or what are you sensitive to? What is it that I've done that's caused you pain? does the robot dentist operate the same way? Or when you express pain, does it just keep going? These are my concerns. I don't know about robot dentist. Yeah. I'm feeling unsure about it, I have to say. And I don't necessarily know that robot dentist is the wave of my future. But will we be able someday to still find a dentist that will do these type of, everyday mundane procedures? I don't know. I'm going to the chat. What do you guys have to say? Let's see what you're interested in here. Is it safe? I mean, I would imagine until it's not, right? Kind of like Waymo. It's safe until all of a sudden it encounters a situation it didn't realize would happen. Sandy says that's a lawsuit waiting to happen. SF Tesla says one sneeze and you're going to need serious surgery. Oh, man. Karen says reminds me a little of Logan's Run where the robot goes awry. SJ Lola says, for me personally, there's not enough Xanax on the planet. Sandy can see this thing malfunctioning and drilling into your jaw. SJ Lola makes the point that as robotic arms have been performing some surgeries for quite some time. Yeah, John Watson doesn't want to be on the bleeding edge of that technology. No to the AI dentist. B.A. Ware says they use this in eye surgery, so it makes sense. Really? Oh, gosh. I don't know. I don't know if I want the robot arms on my eyes either. I don't know. I feel it's sketchy. Heather says it's remotely controlled by a human, like the Da Vinci robot, or is it like the Da Vinci robot, or is it totally automated? I think it's automated because it uses AI to think for it. So it's a combination of AI, robotic arms, and 3D imaging. Maybe there's a dentist at the controls behind all of that, but I don't think that, there's someone with arms moving that are copying the robot arms. I don't think it's that kind of a situation. No. Doug says any kind of massage is good. Yeah, and except for when it pushes too hard and you can't stop it. Rev P says there were incidents with surgical robots Da Vinci that caused some real horrid injuries. I didn't know that. Yikes. Might be a little better than the dentist in a Little Shop of Horrors. I don't know, you guys. Yeah. I'm surprised we still need dentists. The GMO, the foods we eat to be good for the teeth, like cat food. Okay. I don't know. Teacher Lori says medical robots are incredibly precise. I had a dentist decimate my root area doing an extraction. Rather have a robot. All right. What happens if they get a power surge? John wants to know. Teacher Lori says, of course there's a human involved. All robotics use some kind of AI. Okay. If you insist. I don't know. I have questions. Too many questions to say yes right away. I don't know. Let's talk about the lotto of the day, can we? Because this winner bought a ticket that has been sitting on the counter unsold for 3 days. These are always the winners, the ones nobody wants, the ones that are mistakenly printed. This woman from Maryland decided to buy a scratch-off lottery ticket 3 days after first seeing it at the store. Ended up winning 50 grand. So she first sees it at the store. 3 days later, she's like, I'm still thinking about that ticket. I gotta go back and buy it. This woman said she was at the Dundalk Soda Pop store on Westfield Road when she saw a money scratch-off ticket bearing the number 004. She said she decided not to buy the ticket, but then she changed her mind when she went back to the store 3 days later and she saw ticket 004 was still in the roll. It was still there, she said, and no one had bought it. She was stunned to learn that ticket was $50,000 winner. She said, I was in shock. She's going to use that 50 grand to buy herself a new car. Everybody, woo! I could see that. I mean, that's a pretty good win. I'm telling you guys, it's always that ticket. Always that ticket. Right? Yeah. Did you know that ancient Egypt, well, I would say we probably knew that ancient Egyptians were advanced, were, God, so smart. Now we know that they used hydraulic lifts to build at least one pyramid. Here's a picture of it. Check that out. So this is Egypt's oldest necropolis. Belongs to Pharaoh Djoser, who's a ruler who ushered in the Old Kingdom's third dynasty during the 27th century BCE. It was constructed around 2680 BCE in Saqqara, northwest of the ruins of Memphis. The six-tier, four-sided step pyramid of Djoser stood amid a large courtyard filled with decorative ceremonial structures. So we knew that ancient Egyptians relied on a number of tools to help build this 205-foot tall structure. But there was a study done analyzing exactly how they built it. And they used, apparently, a previously unknown aid, a hydraulic lift system. There was a lake nearby. It's long gone now. But this interdisciplinary team at France's CEA Paleotechnic Institute did this study. They published it in the journal PLOS ONE. And after they looked at satellite imagery, geospatial data analysis, watershed information, and other techniques, the researchers are hypothesizing a previously unexplained structure near the step pyramid likely functioned as a check dam for capturing water and sediment. This ancient engineering structure dating back millennia, check dams are comparatively simple designs used to interrupt and slow water flows. So what they think the pyramid at Djoser's situation was that a water source appears to have channeled multiple compartments, allowing the sediment to settle while passing through each successive chamber. After traveling through the compartments, some of the water likely flowed into pyramid shafts, built to help builders raise massive building stones to their desired positions. Sorry, cough break. What's particularly interesting, though, they say, is that although many societies didn't use check dams for filtration, it appears the pyramids may have also served as water treatment facilities. Who knew? Well, they think, right? Additionally, they say the Pyramid of Djoser's Dam predates some of the earliest known examples by hundreds, if not thousands of years. So they tried to illustrate the concept about how this hydraulic check dam system would work. They think the lift's floating platform rose to a maximum height of about 55 feet, but potentially used modifications to ascend even higher using collapsible extension structures. We wonder how they were able to lift all these heavy stones. After reaching the top of the pyramid, the lift platform may have also functioned as a counterweight through the use of pulley and rope systems. Combined with additional construction methods like ramps and levee systems, the hydraulic lift may have only been used intermittently when enough water was available. Even so, the researchers stressed the lift's potential existence fundamentally alters what experts believe ancient Egyptians were capable of creating. Here's what they have to say. This hydraulic lift mechanism seems to be revolutionary for building stone structures and finds no parallel in our civilization. The utility is so significant that it seems beyond just building the step pyramid. Combined with its water treatment capabilities, the architect's planning would also reflect their foresight in meeting various civil needs, like making the Saqqara region hospitable for permanent settlement, including agriculture, water access, and long-term shelter. The team says their findings here in Saqqara raise the possibility that ancient Egyptians utilized similar systems in other Old Kingdom pyramids, and perhaps even earlier. The only way to know for sure, they say, continue exploring and analyzing these ruins. How cool is that? I mean, wow. Again, we knew they were advanced, but they're just blowing me out of the water with that. Crazy. Are you guys ready? Let's do it. It is Travel Tuesday, and boy, do I have a treat for you. We are on the way to one of the most wonderful places, one of the most beautiful areas. That sounds Trumpy, doesn't it? It's bigger, it's better, it's more beautiful. We're going to French Polynesia, and I found this list on this website called The Culture Trip of the most beautiful beaches in French Polynesia. And the first beach that is on the list is Fare Beach in Huahine. And here is the most incredible picture of it. Oh, look at that water, will you? I mean, that's beautiful. Just beautiful. So here's what they have to say about Fare Beach, Huahine. They say it surprises a lot of guests. So much publicity about the likes of Bora Bora and Moorea. Huahine, they say, is like a surprise island where visitors feel that they've been let in on the best kept secret of French Polynesia. It's a little cheaper than the other islands as well. Yeah, Huahine, not so expensive. They say it's home to Fare Beach, which is pictured here, lined with powdery white sand, waters clear enough to see your toes throughout your swim, peaceful and quiet and somewhat untouched, with trees and mountainous jungle as your backdrop. I mean, good morning. I will take it. Yes, please. Yes, please. Number 2 on the list is going to be the incredible Motu Tapu Beach. This is a pretty special looking place. I'll say Motu Tapu. I'll say yes to Motu. Here it is. Look at the beautiful backdrop at this beach. Here it is. Wow. That's pretty nice, gotta tell ya. Motu Tapu is the little isle. They say it's the most photographed in all of the South Pacific. It's everything a tropical island should be. Little white sand island surrounded by a sparkling ocean as far as the eye can see. It was once a place for royalty, Motu Tapu. The Polynesian Queen Pomare IV said to have held private functions on this island. And I say, it's pretty beautiful. Here's a place, I've always wanted to go to a place just like this. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to put this on my list. One of those places where you walk down a boardwalk to beautiful little huts that are right over the ocean. It's a dream, and someday I'll make it happen. Maybe not today, but someday. And that takes me right here to this place called Tikehau. Tikehau. Oh, it's an atoll of French Polynesia, home to pink and white sand beaches. It's considered to be one of the most beautiful atolls in the region. It's a greater fish population than people, making snorkeling here one of the most incredible places. So cool. Yeah. Tikehau. Really, really cool. The next one is Tamay Beach in Moorea. Pretty nice. I hope I'm getting all these right. Yeah. I don't know if I want to leave this picture, to be honest. I can visualize myself walking down that incredible path and staying in one of those incredible places. It looks a lot like Moorea. But apparently the next island is Moorea, and they've not given me the traditional huts here. But what they have given me is a pretty incredible beach. Check this place out. Can you imagine walking through that little opening of trees and coming face to face with that vista? Beautiful. This is Matira Beach in Bora Bora. They say it's, actually, I'm sorry, this is Tame'e's Beach in Moorea. It's a wide beach, a coral beach. So they say you have to wear sandals here. So you're not going to feel the sand between your toes because it's kind of crunchy coral you're walking on. But the waters are clear and ideal for snorkeling. They say school up on your fish identification to observe the different tropical marine species beneath the ocean's surface. Pretty special. I love it. The next one is in Bora Bora. This is one of those beaches that you just look at and you think, how could that even be real? How is that even a place? So pretty. They say it's not hard to find a spot of paradise on Bora Bora, but in case you needed a little guidance, Matira Beach, M-A-T-R-A, Matira Beach is where the goods are really at. It's Bora Bora's it's Bora Bora's most popular public beach because of its incredible white sandy stretch. There's a backdrop behind this of lush greenery on the hills. Very safe swimming area, ideal for snorkeling. And I, too, would drop my pink sarong and walk straight into that ocean. How incredible is that? Really beautiful. Yes, please. The last one is another atoll, and it is called Rangiroa. I think I could talk myself into going into Rangiroa. I don't think this is going to be a problem for me. You know, of course, once I've stayed the overnight in my little hut and I've laid here on this beach that we're looking at, why not? Because look at that. It almost looks like one of those islands where you're shipwrecked and you never want to leave. This is the Rangiroa Atoll. It's the largest of the Tuamotu atolls. On Rangiroa, they say it'll capture your imagination and capture the heart of all who wander across its pink and white sandy beaches, world-class diving right off the shore. Not only a spectacular haven on land, but also underwater. Incredible. So those are the top spots in French Polynesia, and you can see why the surfing Olympians aren't so upset that this is where they're having to go, right? This is where they're staying for the Olympics. Incredible. Well, I hope that was a nice break from your Tuesday. Take a little virtual travel Tuesday to French Polynesia. I had a great time. I hope you did too. Tomorrow, some really fun things happening on the Mark Thompson Show. Wednesday, John Rothman is absent, but Mo Kelly will be in, and he'll talk politics with Mark and myself and Tony and Albert. We'll also have Professor Andrew Fracknoy talking about all the really interesting things coming in the August skies. So that'll be really fun. And then we'll round it out with Belinda Weymouth and the environment with It's the Planet Stupid. So that is happening tomorrow on the Mark Thompson Show, 11 a.m. start time around about. So I hope you'll join me for that. And then it's the After Party Live here on YouTube once again. A huge thank you to those who participated in the chat today. Really enjoy your comments. And thank you to those who support the show as well. Donald with a $25 super sticker, Pamela with a $20 super sticker, and Doug with a $5 super sticker. And again, thank you to Spencer for contributing to the show yesterday as well. I hope you guys had a good time, and I will see you tomorrow on the After Party Live right here on the good old YouTube. Until then, make it a really great day. Bye, everybody.
The After Party Live would like to thank the following contributors and viewers like you.
Hey, Lori. Oh no, Deidre, I'm so sorry. Yikes.